O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye powers that be, of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors, ancestors, ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, of our bloodlines, our spiritual lines, and all of the lineages to whom we attune. Namaste. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, and in thy formless reality, Namaste. Bless us. Sweep clear the path, that our time together may be meaningful, fruitful, and that we might become an ever greater blessing unto all who enter our auras. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. Once upon a yogi time, there was a little girl. Her name was Layla. She had lived upon the earth about 7 years at the time of this story. Long enough to obtain fixed opinions about what she could and could not do. Long enough to obtain fixed opinions about her skills and what she was not good at. One morning, she's at her aunt's house with her little brother, and there are 2 cartons of eggs, a dozen in each, and there are family coming over, so they're going to make scrambled eggs. And she marches down in the kitchen, looks at them and says, "I can't help." "What do you mean?" "I can't crack eggs." "What do you mean?" "I can't crack eggs." "What do you mean you can't crack eggs?" Every time I crack an egg, a shell falls in. Every single time. She's 7. The aunt doesn't know how many times she's actually cracked eggs. And she says, "Well, how much is 12 plus 12? "Oh, 24. She knew that. "Well, we have 24 times that you can practice between you and your brother. And I'll tell you, I get shells in the eggs all the time. And when I get shells in the eggs, I just take the fork or the spoon and I pull it out." "You sure? Are you sure?" "Sure, it's not a problem." First egg, a little bit of shell drops in. Come on. I show her. The aunt shows her how to take it out. Takes it out. Egg number 2. "I did it!" Egg number 3. "I did it." Egg number 4. "I did it." "Here," she turns to her brother, "you try it." Of course, he gets right. Egg number 1, egg number 2, egg number 3. 24 eggs. Her mother comes down the stairs a little while later, and she, with her chest as big and proud as it can be, said, I could crack an egg. I could crack eggs. And I know what to do if the shell gets in. I can crack an egg. And all of that hurt and all of the disappointment and all of the doubt, the self-doubt that had been living in that body, all of that dissolved away. And she could crack an egg. And every day after that she stayed at the house, she cracked eggs. And her mother reports she still cracks eggs. She can do it. But somewhere along the way, like you and me, she tried to crack an egg. And she felt, whether somebody was disappointed, whether somebody said, oh, you got the shell in the egg, or she saw that she got the shell in the egg, somewhere she picked up disappointment. She picked up self-criticism. She picked up disappointment of herself. It never occurred to her that she could have just kept practicing. What she picked up was the idea that if she made this mistake, it ruined everything. She was a good soul from a good, kind parents, good family. But like all of us, she picked up the idea that if she missed the boat, made an error, that it could not be repaired. Now, that's not a very easy thing to live with. But you live with it, I live with it, all humanoids live with it. And our minds react differently. Either they get very puffed up, filled with puffery and arrogance and acting as if they could never make a mistake, or they freeze up. And they say, I don't want to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to get it wrong. Or they have courage and they try and they try and they try until it improves. Now, where are you? Where are you? What idea have you grabbed onto? What belief, not truth, belief have you grabbed onto? Where you have limited your thinking, you've limited your horizon of awareness, and you've said, I can't, I cannot do that. Not me. Somebody else can play the harp, but not me. I can't do that. In the same world, once upon a yogi time, there was a yogi going for a walk in the forest. Feeling pretty good. It was coming up to the solstice. The yogi was trying to turn inward, be very quiet. It's a little dark in the forest, a little dark at this time of the year. And he hears, oh, oh, oh. And he comes to a clearing. And in the clearing, he sees this beautiful, beautiful young soul. And his heart went, for the crying had gotten louder and louder. And he said, excuse me, might I help you? Could I help you? Oh, the solstice is just week away, and we should be spending our time meditating here and reflecting, and you look really miserable. Well, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to reflect. I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to turn inward, but it is awful. It is just awful, 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 awful. Look at this. Look at this. You know. And he looks, little yogi looks, she looks and says, that looks really painful. What are those things that are sticking to you? Well, can't you see? This is the time that my mother yelled at me. This is the time that my best friend was mean to me. This is the time that I got bullied. This is the time that I made that mistake, and I made the same mistake over here. And they're stuck in me. And every time I turn inward and I reflect, they are stuck in me. I can't stand this business of turning inward and reflecting. I can't stand it. My teacher says I need to do it. My mother says I need to do it. My grandmother says I need to do it. They don't have my problems. They don't realize what a terrible person I am. They don't realize all the mistakes I've made in my life. They don't have any of these problems at all, she says. Well, I'll tell you what, looks to me like they're little brambles. You know, little thorns that get picked up as you're walking through the forest. Let's sit down and meditate. And I'll help you. We're going to put them in this golden bowl. And we're going to transform them. We're going to take all that hurt and all that pain, and we're going to transform it. And out of the air, he produces a golden bowl of light. And says, now, close your eyes and turn inward and just breathe. I want to come out of that. And the little girl opened her eyes. And all of the brambles were in the golden bowl. They had left her. So she could see the truth. She could see the reality. Her breath quieted. And the longer those brambles stayed in the bowl, the longer the thorns stayed in the bowl, they softened and they dissolved and they became fuel for the light. Fuel for the light. And she sat and she breathed. And together with her teacher, she began to reflect and to see the reality of her life, to see the reality of her goodness, to see the reality of where she was on the path. But the girl in the forest and the little girl with the eggs, they both had the same problem. A thought arose in their mind. Thoughts are eternal. Thoughts are immortal. Only those that you're relative to arise in your mind. It's very important. Why are you relative to those painful thoughts? Why are you relative to those self-critical thoughts? Why are you relative to the cruel thoughts? Not necessarily cruelty towards others, but cruelty towards yourself. Why do you shame yourself? Why do you embarrass yourself? Why do you deny your goodness? Just breathe. So that is what today is about. Today is about recognizing that all human beings, not just you, not just me, not just me, not just you, all of us, we have, because we're here on the earth, a proclivity to criticism. The mind has a proclivity to sorting this way and this way and this way and this way. And we need to be able to let go of that in order to see the reality. The Shin Ming says the way, the great way, is not difficult if you let go of your attachment to your preferences. The great way is not difficult if you let go of your attachment to your preferences. Remember, it doesn't say let go of your preferences, let go of your attachment. And so, as we walk into this next 7 days, the solstice is next Sunday, and we will have a meditation about 3 hours after the solstice, which is really quite special. We don't usually have those things aligned so beautifully. But the solstice is a sacred time. There's a 5-day period there, which is a sacred time. The veil is a little thinner between this side and the other side. And it's an opportunity to stop and to turn inward and to rest. There's an advantage of being in the darkness in the winter solstice. There's a big advantage of it. In the winter solstice, you can stop and slow down and be quiet. That's the advantage. You can stop and slow down and be quiet. To see, to reflect, to contemplate, to perform the sadhana of Tarka. Tarka, your ability to look at your life, the way that you are thinking, the way that you're speaking, the way that you're acting, to see if those things are congruent. Are you speaking congruently? Are you acting congruently? Or not? Or not, maybe not. But this is a time to stop and say, all right, how have I lived my life? Just take it the last 12 months. What would I like to do differently? What's good that I want to strengthen? What have I postponed doing? What have you postponed doing? What have you said for the last 10 years or 20 years or some of us 50 years said, I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that. Someday. I guess maybe it's about 12 years ago now, my guru said to me, I think you should do X, Y, and Z. You've been talking about that you and Mark would like to do this for a long time. And I'm going to suggest that you make an effort to do it now, while you can. Now, while the time gate is open. So that you don't end up at the other end wishing you had done it. It was a great piece of advice. It was a wonderful piece of advice, and I took it, and it was a wonderful, wonderful set of experiences. And I don't know, to be honest, if I would have had I'm not sure if the word is the courage or if I would have given myself permission to do these wonderful things that he had suggested. It wasn't a very complicated set of things. It was just going to listen to classical music at music halls in various parts of the world that we had developed a list that we wanted to go to. someday. And over a period of a couple of months, traveling around the world, we went to everyone that was on our list. And it changed my consciousness. For listening to classical music in one place is not the same as listening to it in another. The time is different, the location is different, the people are different. You are different. What is it that your heart desires that you believe you don't deserve, or you're going to do someday when? Look at it. Excuse me. Look at it. And make a decision. I can do it now. Or what steps do I need to take to be able to do this? What steps do I need to take? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. How do I begin? What order do I take them in? And so today, in a minute, I'm going to stop talking. And we're going to go through a meditation together to help to prime the pump as you walk into the next 7 days approaching the solstice, as we walk. And then, as we always do on Sundays, we will offer our meditative blessings and prayers to those in the world who are in need, of which there are many, including usins. Now, Tarka is generally performed, if you've made it a part of your spiritual practice, it's performed at least daily. Certainly once a week. At the very least on the new moon and full moon. At the very, 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 very least on your birthday. What is this Tarka? It is your effort, your spiritual effort, your concentrated effort to see your personality, to see the way you're living your life, your behavior, to see your life, if you will, truthfully, not filtered by your preferences or your attachment to your preferences, not filtered by the idea that you have clung to, but ascending above the chakric system, ascending above and looking, without judgment, just seeing, allowing the mind to reveal to you, allowing the unconscious to become conscious, allowing the subconscious to become conscious first, and then the unconscious to become conscious. Without judgment, with just accepting. A thought arises, I can't do that. What if I could? What if you were invisible today and nobody could see you? What if you were invisible and you could go any place in the world without any obstacles at all and do anything you wanted to do without anybody judging you, including yourself? What would you do? What would you do? Now, how have you been living your life? Why do you have to be invisible to do that thing that you would like to do? if there were no obstacles? Have you been preparing for it? Have you been preparing to do it? How have you been preparing to do it? What have you been doing to prepare? The great pianist goes to Carnegie Hall, a famous hall in America, and performs before a full audience. A teenage boy comes up to him afterwards. Can I have your autograph? Can I have your autograph? What did you do to get here? How did you get here? What did you do to get here? Practice. No, what did you do to get here? Practice. Practice. And the young man was irritated. I'm asking you, who did you pay off? Who did your parents bribe? What did it cost you to get here? No. My parents didn't pay anybody. I didn't bribe anybody. What it cost me was practice. My spiritual energy, my time, repetition of the same thing again and again and again and again. So this is what you're going to look at. Where have you been spending your energy? What have you been doing day after day after day after day? What have you been reinforcing with your thoughts day after day after day? And how would it be helpful to you? How would it be beneficial to you if you were to just turn the dial a little bit? Just like a kaleidoscope. You know, the kaleidoscopes, wonderful pieces of art. You had them maybe when you were little. They had a little, kind of like a cardboard type of kaleidoscope, very thin. And you put it up to your eye and you turn it. At the end of it, when you put it up to your eye, there's a beautiful set of colors and images and shapes and forms. But you turn it a tiny infinitesimal bit, just a little bit, and all the shapes change, the colors change, they become blurry or they become clear. You can hold it up to the light and you'll see it differently. This is what Tarka is. It is looking at your life through your higher awareness. What is it that you would like to change? Or what is it that you are very happy about and you want to keep feeding? And then how are you going to do that? You come up with a list of 12 things. That's not going to work. Cut it in half. You've got 6 things. That's still too many things. Cut that in half. You've got 3 things. Put them in order of priority. What are you going to work? What are you going to make effort at eliminating or modifying or changing in this time gate? My beloved, we are walking into a very, very, very opportunistic time. Let us just say that. In 2026, our lives are going to change in a way that they have not changed in thousands of years. It's not an exaggeration. The life on the earth will change. Your life and my life will change. It's already starting. What are you going to do to take advantage of that time? To really use that time and say, well, I've incarnated in this time. How am I going to use it? What am I going to do? What is going to be so good and helpful to me that's going to benefit me in this time and then in the time through the end of this incarnation and into the others. For it is an incarnational change which will improve your life dramatically or, cause a few bumps along the road. I'd like to share one thing before we go into practice. Your incarnation is our incarnations. We are fulfilling the karmas that we have created for ourselves, the karmas that we have decided that are important for us to fulfill in this life or to manifest in this life. Now, the karma can be changed. Otherwise, we wouldn't, there's no point in Kriya Yoga if your karma can't be changed. The karma can be changed. It can be softened. It can be transformed. But the value of Tarka, and this is, I think, really important to understand. The value of Tarka is to say, here's the road I was going on, all right? How's that working out for me? How's it working out for you? Well, this isn't going so well. I picked up this piece of karma and boy, I'm having a hard time getting off this wheel. And my guru said to me one day in a private conversation, he said, I don't think that I made the right choices. I don't think that I took the path in this life to get where I'm hoping to go. That's a pretty strong statement to make, and it's a pretty private statement to make. But I share it with you because I said, well, what does that mean? And he told me what he thought it meant, why he felt that way. Then he said, and this is what I'm telling you, he said, the key is always, Tarka, the key is always reflecting. This is what I thought I had intended. This is when I was walking, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted in the beginning. And I thought that by doing X, Y, and Z, this is where I was going to get. I did X, Y, and Z. The road didn't lead me where I wanted to go. Led me down a few bumps. Now I have to decide how I'm going to get out and what I'm going to do. And he said maybe he'd spend another couple lifetimes with silence and meditation and see what happened that way. We'll see. That's a tough road to go on when you've been spending a lot of time talking. But my point to you and my point to myself is that as we walk into this solstice time, feel free to observe your life. Observe your life. Observe what you say you want, how you speak about what you want, and how you've been living to reach the destiny that you claim you want. Look without lying to yourself. You don't have to worry about lying to yourself. You don't have to tell anybody what you're seeing. Mom's not going to criticize, Dad's not going to criticize, Guru's not going to criticize, God's not going to criticize. It is for you alone to discern, to quiet the mind and to discern. To see what ideas you have, like Layla had, that she couldn't crack the egg, to see what you have clung to and held on to, like the little girl in the forest. Put those in a golden bowl of light, in a golden ball of light, and send them on their way. And now we will meditate have an opportunity to do a little Tarka, and then we will go into our meditative prayer and continue the preparation for the solstice next week. Namaste ji. Namaskar. Sitting with your spine erect, and your hands in the Om Mudra. As you are able, focus your attention at the sun center, the point between your eyes. Place your hands on the thighs, the index finger and the thumbs together, and turn the head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. Using the sipping breath, pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk. Now pull the energy from the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine, pull the energy up to the sun center. And move that energy out in front of you as a golden ball of light. Expand that light and sweep around your body counterclockwise 3 times, encasing your entire being in golden light. And now ascend. Focusing your attention at the sun center, ascend. Above the room you're in, above the building. Ascend. Ascending to the high place. Finding yourself in a comfortable meditation spot in the high place. Focus your attention at the sun center and begin to watch your breath. Inhaling to a full chalice and exhaling to an empty chalice. Holding the attention at the sun center. Take a golden orb of light. Move it out in front of your sun center. Color it blue, Krishna blue. Lift this blue light of self-awareness above your head. Two feet above your head. Observe that blue light. As you place it above your head, you have the knowing that here is the seat of clear seeing. Here is the seat to see without judgment. Here is the seat from which Tarka unfolds. Focus the attention at this point. The eyes remain focused at the sun center, focused upward. Now in your mind's eye, from the blue light of self-awareness, allow the light to reveal to you a reflection, a mirror of your goodness. Allow the images to come forth in your mind. Acts of kindness, words of kindness, thoughts of blessings. Allow them to gather. Breathe into the light. Now in the light, see clearly. The skills that you have cultivated, the positive, helpful skills you have cultivated for yourself. Allow one of these to arise in your mind. And allow yourself to see through the blue light of self-awareness how that skill has helped so many throughout the world. In your mind's eye at this moment, bring forth a moment where your courage, your strength, your wisdom lifted another soul and helped them to dissolve away their fear. Breathe in the goodness. Sharpen the camera of your mind's eye. Allow the memories of your goodness, of your good thoughts, your kindness, your compassionate actions to come forth into the mind's eye. Holding this blue light of self-awareness, in front of your mind's eye, at the third light, the third eye, you see a huge mirror. See your image in the mirror. See and feel all of the goodness pouring down from that blue light of self-awareness, pouring over your being, filling your reflection, filling your being, going over your being, through your being, within every cell of your being, the awareness and the recognition of the blessings that you have poured forth by your incarnation, the kindness that you have given to others, the small good deeds, the smile, the kind words, the wisdom you have shared. See that radiating forth throughout Indra's net, the net of all existence. Breathe in your goodness. And with your breath, accept this light that thou art. Let go of all of the feelings of unworthiness and see the light that you are. Hold on to this feeling state. Come back to this feeling state so that when you reflect upon your life, upon where you are in the journey of your life, upon your thinking, your speaking, your habits, that you begin knowing that inherently you are good. Inherently you have been a blessing. While things always need to be polished and improved, knowing this goodness at the beginning makes it much easier to accept and to see without criticism, without judgmentalness, where we've missed the boat. So, my beloved, as you pick up this ritual later into the day, into the night, over the next 7 days, deeply reflecting, begin with seeing the goodness and recognize that we all miss the boat in some ways. We have missteps. You'll never lose the path. Just stand up again and again and again and again. Seeing the mirror dissolve away in front of you. Remaining in the high place of meditation. Focusing your attention at the sun center. O ye powers that be, we call upon thee at this moment to join with us as we send forth our meditative energies and our blessings to all of those who are in need. Thou knowest better than we that which is needed. At this moment, we set aside our attachment to all of our preferences. We set aside our desire for control. We simply turn to thee and ask that as we chant and as we pray, that these blessings go where they are needed, as they are most needed. First, for Mother Gaia, we send our light and our blessings in gratitude that we are in this incarnation upon her. As we chant the Om Shanti mantra, feel the golden rays of light, the golden circles of light, the golden dewdrops of light pouring around Mother Gaia, through Mother Gaia, upon Mother Gaia. Focusing the light from your sun center as we chant this blessing 7 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, we call upon thee to join with us to send blessings for all of those beings upon the earth who are living with water insecurity, for all of those beings who are living with food insecurity, shelter insecurity, economic insecurity, health insecurity, in your mind's eye, add the prayers that you wish added. Allow your mind's eye to see the needs. O ye powers that be, join with us as we send forth the light. We ask only this, that the karma of all beings upon the earth, around the earth, within the earth be softened. We ask only this, that the karma of all beings in all realms, all universes be softened. Feel that golden light coming forth from your sun center, pouring out into all realms, joining with the powers that be, sending forth the blessings. How to heat. Thou art blessed. Thou hast blessed. Become an ever greater blessing unto all who enter your aura. Spend time this week on your Tarka, reflecting upon your life, reflecting upon the small, perhaps minuscule changes that will make a difference in your life. Let every cell of your being know that you are a part of Indra's net. With each goodness, each good thing that you do, each thought, each word, each action, you send blessings throughout Indra's net to all sentient beings. Become ever more skillful and ever wiser. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for the blessings of your meditative energy. And I hope you will join us for the solstice next Sunday.